The arts, entertainment, and recreation sector, central to life in New York City, has been one of the hardest hit industries during the pandemic as events throughout the city and world were canceled. Jacqueline, a leader in the New York City event planning industry, explains how her business plans for 2020 came to an abrupt halt as COVID-19 became a reality for New York. Even with new challenges from lockdowns, Jacqueline loves both her career and city and looks forward to their eventual recovery.
I'm Jacqueline Bernstein. I'm president and partner of Empire Force Events, and we are New York City's longest independently and locally owned destination management company, which is a part of being an event production company, and our focus is managing events, meetings, incentives, marketing, all types of experiences in our destination of New York City, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut as well. Although we work all over the country, this is our focus, and as if you couldn't tell, I am a born and raised Brooklyn, New Yorker. I grew up in Brooklyn on welfare and food stamps, so what we're going through during this pandemic on that part is not necessarily new and foreign to me. I feel that I'm able to understand what it's like to do without. The company I own, I worked at when I graduated college, and I was president of my class all 4 years in college, and I knew I wanted to go into, I called it at the time, corporate party planning. We don't refer to party planning anymore on the corporate side. And worked at the company and then bought it a couple of years later, which again was another struggle to do, growing up the way that I did. And it's the only career and actual job position I've ever known. So worked there for a couple of years, bought it. I've had employees that have been with us for 21 years and unfortunately are furloughed, and I don't know what the future is going to be for my employees. 21 years, 18 years, 13 years, my family. What's going to be for them? I don't know what's going to be for us. I have to focus on the business, me personally, and then see the family that we have built that have helped us build this, how we can come back and work together in the future. And we had all heard about what was happening elsewhere in the world, and I don't want to scoff and laugh at it, but essentially we were thinking, what's going on? Is this really affecting us? Again, very New York and a very American attitude to think about. And when we got back in February, we started hearing more about it in the news like everyone did. But that last week of February, actually the venue that we're in right now, Gotham Hall, I was at an event here. It was on Wednesday, February, I think that was the 26th, 27th, maybe 28th, 26th, 27th. And right after that event, the next morning, that Thursday and Friday, the amount of cancellations that we had were, and postponements, some of them were postponements, which then became cancellations, was out of control. Pretty much our entire spring and even into the end of the year, it just looked like it was just not going to happen. So we were scared. And my thinking is if I'm able to express what I'm going through and what I'm concerned about, that other people should not be shy to cry about it. That's another one of my phrases. I am not shy to cry, that I am frightened. And so many people said, well, we have some events next year and we'll do okay. I didn't know what the future was going to be. So frightened about what happened when we first heard about it, and it's just wild to look back where we are now, what we've all gone through, to see still how do we get that runway to build back our business. We furloughed our entire company. We just knew that we had to. There were companies that said, why are you doing this so soon? And now they're looking back and saying, we wish we did that then, that they were keeping them on payroll later on. And to my employees that went out there, for what? We had to undo what we planned, but we were nervous. I truly was wondering what kind of company I'm going to have if we have no income and no revenue on the books. As a corporate event producer, I would say we have around, you'd think I would know these numbers. I'm focusing on the dollar numbers that we don't have right now as opposed to the events. Let's say 150-ish events. So if we're having 100, 150, and then to have none. So here we are in December, and I am, again, not shy to cry that we have just did 2 events, 2 projects since February, and they just happened within the past 2 weeks. But to have all that be gone, to have 100% of your business either be canceled or postponed is truly devastating. I turn my servers off in the middle of the night now. So you can't get up in the middle of the night and work at my company. Not that there's anyone there to do it, but I can't now because we're just trying to conserve money best ways that we can. If anyone knows me, I am a big go out, experience venues, have a cocktail, sit on a bar stool, and not doing it anymore. Plus the fact in New York, we didn't open up any dining, whether it be indoor or even outdoor, until later into the pandemic, and now indoor dining is closed, unfortunately. But it's just something that is extemporaneous or money that doesn't need to be spent. But that ties into our industry. So that affects not only my type of company in hospitality, but everyone else. But we need to make sure that these small businesses are saved, so then the people that are on payroll are saved. It's a shame, when, not just in New York, but to walk around and see restaurants that are closed. Granted, there's a restaurant bill, but it's all of us in travel, all of us in events, all of us in live experiences that need to be saved. We're not looking for a bailout. We're not looking like, all those many years ago, the airlines get bailed out, but the hotels are closing and people are being laid off. We're looking for a way to us, again, survive so we can get back to work.
Jacqueline's employees are family to her, so having to furlough her staff was not easy. She worries about the future of her company and staff without being able to conduct business.
I also have a concern for people that are our clients that work for, let's say, a major corporation, and they're in the planning department, meeting planning, communications, travel planning, marketing. And I think at a certain point, dare I say, the company is going to say, it's been great all these months that you were here, you dealt with the postponements, you dealt with the rescheduling, but we don't need a team of 15 anymore. We only need a team of 3. And they're going to potentially be laid off. And as we get close to the end of the year, that's what might happen. I thought it was going to happen at the end of the second quarter and then third quarter. Who knows, it's the end of the year, people work with a calendar. Again, the virus, Dr. Fauci, who's from Brooklyn, the virus doesn't go on the calendar, but I think that's how people's minds work. So I worry. I'm a nice Jewish girl, I worry. But we see how that's going to transcend the future. I also know, and I have to state this for everyone out there, and even my employees, my family, that we're not going to come back the way we did. We're going to come back. The world's just not going to end. And gatherings are going to look different for a while, I don't feel comfortable if I don't have this. It's sort of strange. But I can't imagine that a lot of companies are going to have all those employees back at the exact same number of employees, because it's not going to be the exact same number of projects and things to do, and the projects are going to look different. And salaries and numbers, it's just going to look different. And we're just going to have to get through it, because we're New York tough, I'm New York tough, and I have no choice. It's life, and I'm going to make it happen. To watch how what I've done all these years to truly just go away so quickly is a devastating situation. There was a point during this pandemic that I was thinking, what could I do? First of all, I don't have a resume. I had a resume when I graduated college. I got nervous thinking, how am I going to put a resume together? People are thinking, you just won the Lifetime Achievement Award from the International Live Events Association this summer. The Meeting Professionals International put you into their Hall of Fame, and you're worried about getting a job? I said, but that's exactly it. I don't want a job. This is a life. This is a lifestyle. This has been a career that I've built. I'm up every day going to work, and there was no work. I worked harder, differentlier. Is that a word? No. I wrapped myself around trying to make sure that there was a name for my company, myself, the people, the community, my team, again, to survive to the other side, to make sure that we were forced there.
Even in the height of lockdowns, Jacqueline and her company found work by providing support to hospital workers and putting together gift bags of essential items for visiting nurses from other parts of the country. For Jacqueline, her company is more than just numbers on a balance sheet. It is an outlet for giving and community.
We gave of ourselves. That's the life that I have built, in this industry, is to give of myself. And I do need to get paid to be able to survive. However, giving during that time, if I didn't just go into that hospital with that crazy idea to give something, that's what's important. But I still constantly struggle, and I go to bed very late, and I wake up very early, which doesn't seem to make sense. That means I'm up around the clock, stressing and worrying if all this hard work that I've done all these years is going to pay off what I'm doing now to survive, so I don't have to just get a job. I can't get a job. This is not even a career. This is not even a profession. This is who I am. And of who I am, I have to give. And I just hope out of this adversity does come some good for me and for our community. Again, we're New Yorkers, and we're going to come back from this.